everybody, it's Caitlin here, your favorite Michigan girl, here to talk about last week's episode of WandaVision titled In Color. Spoilers ahead, of course. If you have not watched it, you probably should. I mean, if you haven't watched WandaVision yet, what the heck are you waiting for? The show's amazing. Come on, people. It is awesome. It is amazing. And last week's episode In Color was both the funniest and creepiest episode of WandaVision to date. It is my favorite episode so far. And I think we have like 6 more episodes to go. So we have a few more episodes still. First off, before we go any further, I want to take the time to show you my WandaVision merch I got. So they have been releasing some WandaVision merch, mainly like t-shirts and stuff like that. Amaret's Patisserie down in Disney Springs is probably doing the coolest piece of WandaVision merch. They are doing WandaVision petite cakes, which are going to be little TVs with little scenes depicted from each episode. So each week there'll be a new mini petite cake, which I think is awesome. So for me personally, I'm a huge fan of Funko Pop, so I went and I had the Funko Pop collection for WandaVision. I'm only missing one, and that is the Chaser. So they have 1950s Wanda with the lobster. That was, I think, the funniest moment in the episode. So 1950s Wanda. And then we have 1950s Vision, and this is the only Vision in his human disguise. So there's 2 other Visions in this collection. This is the only one where he's human. However, there is a Chase version of this pop where he does look like his normal self, and I did order that. It cost me a bit, but I did go ahead and I did order it. So this is the only one that you will find that is human, but if you find him, you might also get regular Vision, but I only got human Vision, so I had to order the Chase version, which I will show you guys when he comes. So this is human Vision with his briefcase and tie, looking very debonair. Then, from last week, we have 1970s Wanda with her bowl of fruit and her belly and her hair, and honestly, props to the production company of WandaVision. They are doing such a good job of mimicking the decade. This week, Wanda's outfit was pretty much a replica of one worn by Marsha Brady and the Brady Bunch, and this episode was very Brady Bunch inspired, from the set, which looked a lot like the house from Brady Bunch, to the painted set pieces in the background outside. So they did a really good job doing 70s. But they've been doing a really good job. They've just been nailing it. So 70s Wanda, I love her boots. If these were black, I would get them in a heartbeat. So this is 70s Wanda with her fruit and her orange ready to throw. And here is 1970s Vision. Now this one is unique. This one is a GameStop exclusive. So unless you find them on like Amazon or eBay or someplace like that, you're really only going to find them at GameStop stores or at GameStop online. So he is exclusive to GameStop, and he holds a book that is Better Homes Baby Book. So this one's GameStop exclusive is 1970s Vision. He looks very nice in his outfit. And then the last 2 are for an episode that haven't even aired yet, so it's a little bit of a sneak peek, which we've kind of seen in the trailers. We have Halloween Wanda wearing the comic, the Scarlet Witch costume from the comics with a little pumpkin. Very cute. And then we have, this one made me laugh out loud when I actually saw him. We have Halloween Vision. Again, like Wanda, mimicking the costume from the comics, but he's in boxer shorts and tennis shoes, and that's why I burst out laughing. It was funny. So those are the Funko Pops. It is actually the first Funko Pop collection. I wanted to get all of them up because they are so cute, and actually my mom thinks these are adorable. Like, I have had Funkos in the past. She's seen my Funkos. I only have like the only other Marvel Funkos I have are a Spider-Man Funko, and then I think Marvel Dorbs of Loki. All my other Funkos are from Star Wars. She has never called my Funkos cute before. She thinks these ones are cute, which is kind of funny, because she has not seen WandaVision. I keep telling her she should watch it. So yeah, those are the Funkos. If you get a chance to get some, I highly recommend it. Funkos are just cool to have anyway. Plus, when I talked to the lady at GameStop when I bought the first 2, she said they've been selling out when they've gotten them in. So they're obviously a collector's item. So, on to this week's episode, In Color. We left off in the 60s with Wanda and Vision discovering they were pregnant right before a creepy beekeeper comes out of the sewer. Before Wanda says no, rewinds everything so that they do not see the beekeeper, and instead we go from black and white to color, and baby on board! Woohoo! Super excited. So this week we hit up to the doctor. Well, the doctor comes to them. The doctor does confirm they are pregnant, And this begins the funniest moments when the doctor says, so you're about 4 months, right? Wanda goes like this. Vision goes like this until Wanda shoots him a look and Vision starts doing this. So it's really funny because Wanda's basically like taking this all in stride and Vision's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what do we do, what do we do, what do we do? Because everything is so unexpected. So it's kind of funny to see Vision at some points turning into a panicky dad. Especially when Vision asks the doctor, so how big will the baby be in 12 hours? I'm like, dude, that's not helping hide your secret. When Vision escorts the doctor outside, the doctor reveals that he will be heading on to Bermuda, but does promise to keep Wanda and Vision's little bundle of joy a secret. Vision turns around to greet his friend Herb, who has been trimming his bushes, only to find that Herb is no longer cutting bushes, but cutting down into the stone wall that divides their property. When Vision points this out, Herb goes, oh yeah, thanks, and just proceeds to continue cutting the wall, hence entering in the creepiness of this episode. Oh my gosh, it was really, really creepy at points. Vision goes back inside to find that Wanda has gotten bigger, and in the process knocks over a bowl of fruit, which he saves and makes his first dad joke, saying he can't wait to be a proud papaya. Come on, Vision, even Tony waited till at least he had kids to start making the dad jokes. I mean, come on, wait till the baby's born before you do that. Come on, dude. The couple then proceed to begin to decorate the nursery, which is why I'm wearing butterflies, because in the process of doing that, Wanda's powers fritz a little and she brings a mobile to life. She and Vision are shocked when Vision is able to calculate, based on the fact that Wanda has felt the baby kick, which doesn't usually happen in the 6 months, that Wanda is due in 3 days! 3 days, people. 3 days till the baby arrives. Talk about rushed. Which means Wanda and Vision have only 3 days to get everything ready for their little bouncing bundle of joy, which I'm super excited about. In the process, they begin to debate baby names. Wanda favors Tommy, a nice all-American name, while Vision is a fan of Billy. And Wanda says, well, there's one way to solve this. Hope for a girl. As time goes on, Vision decides it's time to practice his diapering skills. And as someone who comes from a very large extended family who has seen many a baby getting their diaper changed, I can say the worst way to practice on changing a diaper on a baby is to use a doll. I get it. Dolls are similar to babies. They're easy. They don't move. They don't move. Babies move. And at a certain point, changing a diaper on a baby turns into a battle to get the diaper on, to get the kid to stay still long enough to put the diaper on. I'm sorry, Vision, but there are much better ways to practice diapering a baby than using a poor baby doll who won't move. Granted, in Westview, there apparently are no children, so it's not like they can babysit a baby and get some experience. So maybe I'll cut them a little slack. In the midst of this, Wanda begins having Braxton Hicks contractions, which Vision's like, oh, good time to practice breathing. So funny. But Wanda's powers again fritz out, and suddenly the kitchen becomes, I don't know what the hell's going on. The sink is, pardon my language, the sink is exploding, the washer's going haywire, everything's happening all at once. They abandon the kitchen, and a light flashes, and everything stops. Vision decides to go check on the neighbors to make sure they're okay, which leads to another funny moment of Norm, who I believe is married to Dottie. His wife comes in and goes, do these earrings make me look fat? And Norm, powers go out, and Norm's like, oh, thank God, because nobody wants to answer that question. Vision returns to find Wanda on the couch, and Wanda is, of course, nervous. She doesn't want their neighbors, their friends, to figure out that she and Vision are harboring the secrets, that she's an enhanced individual, and Vision is a synthesoid? Less than human. Well, he's still human. He's just not, like, biologically human. This leads to probably what is another creepy moment of the episode. When Wanda expresses her concern, Vision actually says that there's something weird happening in Westview, and he's kind of a little bit nervous. Remember in episode 2, Don't Change the Channel, Wanda started to talk to Vision about something weird happening to her during her experience with Dottie, and of course the helicopter crashing in their yard. But because Vision is drunk on chewing gum, that doesn't happen, which might have been a boon for Wanda. Now, Vision is expressing concern over the what is happening to them, their neighbors, what's going on with them, and then it glitches. Vision's talking, and then all of a sudden we jump back to where he was when he started, when he's like, I think I know what you mean. I'm sorry, my video is on. He jumps back, and instead of repeating his comment about that being weird, he tells Wanda they don't need to be nervous. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be adventure. And Wanda says, we just don't know what's going to happen next. Then Wanda screams in pain. This time not Braxton Hicks. Real contractions, which prompts Vision to suddenly float off the ground to the ceiling, which makes me laugh going, oh my God, he's just like every other dad. The wife is in labor, and the wife is the one who's calming the dad down, and the dad is the one who's freaking out, which is so funny. I'm sitting there going, wow, Vision is just like almost every other guy on the planet. So that was funny. So Vision's like, oh my gosh, what we need to do. And then her water breaks. And we know her water breaks because it begins to rain in the house. That's when we break to commercial for Hydro Soak, when you want to get away without getting away. And I'm going, oh gosh, these commercials are awesome, but Hydra, don't like Hydra. We return to Wanda and Vision huddling under their kitchen table. The rain stops. Wanda uses her powers to dry everything off, but she's still in labor. She's still in pain. And Vision's like, I'll go get the doctor. Wait, the phones are down. I have to catch him before he goes to Bermuda. And she's like, Bermuda? Why would he leave at a time like this? And Vision's like, well, the baby is 9 months early. So Vision, totally almost exposing his secret, runs off to get the doctor while Wanda is left at home in labor. Enter Geraldine. We met Geraldine in episode 2. Geraldine, who I am pretty much sure at this point is actually Monica Rambeau, arrives because she needs to borrow a bucket from Wanda, who is desperately trying to hide the fact that she's pregnant using a jacket. But Wanda's powers are still in the fridge, so her jacket becomes a raincoat, then becomes a luxurious fur coat, which Wanda quickly removes, so don't lose the fur coat. Geraldine comes close to catching Wanda, displaying her proud baby belly, but Wanda quickly hides it with a ball of fruit! Yay, fruit, veggie, fruit. Wanda is like, oh my gosh, I gotta get Geraldine out of here, but Geraldine starts talking to her about her temp job, which is kind of nerve-wracking because the stork that was painted on the nursery wall has suddenly come to life and won't leave. And Geraldine is wearing pants with fishes on them. Fishes on the pants. Wanda, still in labor, is able to get Geraldine to tell her story about her temp job, and is so excited when Geraldine announced that she wasn't fired, she was hired at her temp job. So yay! And then Geraldine's like, oh hey, I need some office supplies. You still keep them in the spare bedroom, right? The spare bedroom that's being changed into a nursery for the baby. Whoopsie! Geraldine goes in, and she doesn't realize that Wanda's pregnant. She's like, oh my gosh, it's a nursery. And then Wanda goes into labor, drops the vase of flowers she had exchanged the bowl of fruit for, and goes, oh, the baby's coming. And Geraldine's like, oh, shoot. Heck, okay, baby's coming. Let's get you ready. Meanwhile, Vision is able to get the doctor, very much nearly revealing his secret. Back at the Vision residence, Geraldine is rushing around to help Wanda give birth, and while Wanda is in labor, her powers are going nuts. Chandeliers flying, paintings are spinning around, the vacuum's on the fridge, and the fire just goes boom. And Geraldine's like, I'm pretty sure there's a logical explanation to this, and Wanda's excuse is, it's all natural. She earlier used the excuse that the stork Geraldine heard was actually the ice maker in the fridge, which I'm not sure if that's true. Luckily, Geraldine is able to coach Wanda through the labor, and Wanda gives birth to a bouncing baby clean boy. Vision arrives at the doctor, and his first words are, oh, I missed it. Geraldine ushers the doctor into the kitchen where Vision's able to undisguise himself, is able to introduce himself to Tommy. Yay! As Vision goes in to give Wanda a kiss, Wanda screams in his face, prompting Vision to scream, because guess what? There's another baby! There's twins, and it's Billy, and yay! Wanda and Vision are now the proud parents of two bouncing baby boys, Billy and Tommy. Sorry, my dad just texted me. So yay! In case you're wondering, yes, I mentioned this before, Billy and Tommy did exist in the comic books. They are the heroes Wiccan and Speed. So if you want to know more, definitely check out the comics. They have a really interesting story, particularly Billy. So, Vision ushers the doctor outside, where the doctor says he doesn't think he'll be going to Bermuda anyway, because that's small towns are so hard to escape from. After the doctor leaves, Vision notices Angus and Herb whispering to each other hushly about what's happening. Vision goes over and they ask Vision if Geraldine is inside with Wanda. They hint that Geraldine might not be totally honest and also that something darker and sinister might be going on, with Agnes at one point telling Herb, don't say, basically saying, shut up, don't say anything, which is making Vision understandably nervous because Geraldine is inside with Wanda. When Agnes leaves, Vision rushes inside. Meanwhile, Geraldine and Wanda have been fussing over Billy and Tommy, and Wanda admits that she herself was a twin. She had a brother named Pietro. See, that Geraldine watches as Wanda sings a song to the infants, and unfortunately it's not translated in English, but apparently you can find it online because they did translate it into Portuguese. As Wanda sings, she actually starts to cry, and it actually took me a couple times to realize there was a teardrop on her face. Geraldine turns to Wanda and says, he was killed by Ultron, wasn't he? Which references what happened to Pietro in Age of Ultron. Pietro, who started out as a bad guy, decides to become good and actually sacrifices himself, saving Hawkeye and a child from being shot by Ultron's machines. This seems to snap Wanda out of something as she turns to Geraldine and goes, what did you say? Geraldine becomes nervous and begins backing up, and Wanda again demands that Geraldine tells her what she told her about Pietro, because this is something that I guess Wanda's been suppressing. She then notices Geraldine's necklace. It's a very familiar symbol. It's the sword symbol! Vision bursts in after talking to the neighbors, as these two scenes are happening simultaneously, and notices that Geraldine is gone and only Wanda's there, standing over the twins. He asks Wanda, where did Geraldine go? And Wanda very kind of creepily says, oh, she had to leave, honey. She went home. The screen kind of goes out and then comes back in, and as it does, we're switched from Westview of the 70s to Westview of today. All of a sudden, there's like a flickering, like something staticky, and then out of nowhere, here comes Amanda goes shooting out through this force field type thing to land in a field where she's instantly surrounded by a bunch of military type dudes. And as with the series, the episode ends, we are treated to Daydream Believer by the Monkees, leaving us with questions for this week's episode, which airs on Friday, so it's like in 2 days. 2 days, yay! So that was in color. It was amazing. Like I said, it was one of the funniest episodes. It was one of the creepiest episodes. I have to say, we have to give props, like really big congratulations and stuff, to Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. Through these 3 episodes so far, in particular this episode, they have done an amazing job as these 2 characters as performing. I don't think in the MCU movies we really got a chance to see just how good of actors Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen were, just like we weren't really given a chance to see the romance between Vision and Wanda, even though for people like me, it is the favorite romantic relationship of the MCU. So this series is really giving them a chance to kind of show off what they can do as these characters, just how strong their acting abilities are, just how strong this relationship is. So I'm really enjoying that we get to see Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany really killing it, acting-wise, performance-wise, and getting a chance to really tell this story. I will never be able to really look at Vision in the MCU the same way again because of Paul Bettany's how Paul Bettany is playing him in WandaVision, because it is just so funny. Like, we're getting the hints of Vision as he was in the MCU, but for the most part, he's just this really kind of dorky, lovable, clumsy guy, and it's just making me laugh, and I'm enjoying it so much. So I'm so happy we get to see this. Like I said, props to production. They have been doing an amazing job, particularly with the music. I love the fact that there seems to be for each episode one popular song of that decade. So it actually is also a really good way to try and figure out just what part of the decade each episode is kind of set in based on the song that they played. For instance, the first episode, the song that was played that Vision used to like help save the dinner party was Yakety Yak. And Yakety Yak was actually released in 1958. So that means the first episode is probably set in 1958 to 1959 toward the end of the 50s. Then you have the song that we heard in episode 2, Don't Change the Channel, which was Help Me, Rhonda. Now, if you're like me, I always thought when I was little the song Help Me Rhonda was actually Help Me Wanda. And that is what it sounded like in the episode. I mean, to this day, Help Me Rhonda still sounds like Help Me Wanda. Help Me Wanda was released in 1965 from the Beach Boys, which means that episode was probably set 1965 or later in the 60s. And then this episode, as another kind of touch to the Brady Bunch, the episode they played at the end was Daydream Believer by the Monkees. And that was released in 1960. This is 1967. But it actually charted in the 70s. So Daydream Believer was written in the 60s, but was really popular in the 70s. And that's actually kind of attributed to, and it is the Monkees. And again, that's kind of a nice nod to the Brady Bunch, because in the Brady Bunch, Marsha Brady actually dated the guy from the Monkees. So the version they probably used was the one by Jon Stewart, or I don't know. Daydream Believer was originally released in 1967, but it was released 2 more times in 1971 and 1979. So, and it's actually, when I think of Daydream Believer, I really do think of the 70s, because I think that's when it was popular, because it was such a late song in the 60s. So that is cool. So far so good. WandaVision has been smashing every expectation. I cannot wait for this week's episode. I'm sure you guys can't either. So you guys, tell me down below what you thought of this week's episode in color. Did you like it? Were you on the fence? Are you still on the fence about WandaVision? Like I said, we don't know anything, and I'm enjoying that. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big old thumbs up. And if you really like what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe. I am planning to do another video, hopefully today, which is going to be a trailer reaction for Raya and the Last Dragon. So both of these videos will be posted today. This one will be for sure posted today. Look for my reaction to the new trailer for Raya and the Last Dragon either today or tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers. And as always, stay safe and stay sane. And I will talk to you guys next week for the next recap of WandaVision. This is getting crazy. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.